Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF, March the 20th. We're here to look at the rest of the cozy mysteries that were published this week. We didn't get to all of them on Monday, so we do the catching up on Friday. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for watching. If you're watching now, thank you. If you're watching later, thank you. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, and on Saturdays they go for 5 hours. Let's jump in. There's lots of them. This is by Martin L. Shoemaker, third in the route books of Bobo Button's Private Eye, called Funeral for a Friend. When Bobo Button's Private Eye takes a side trip to visit Jock Robin's grave, he sees a family conducting their own funeral. To his surprise, he recognizes one of the mourners, an acrobat from a rival show, a man whom Bobo recently saved from prison. I have a feeling he's a clown. The deceased is the acrobat's wife and his family, and others think he killed her. The fall of this sky dancer is tearing the circus apart. So the show's governor hires Bobo to find the truth. Bobo goes undercover in hostile territory to dig up the real story, secrets that someone has already killed to conceal. Beatrice Ophelia is Flickering Out by Megan Gehrig, first in the Lake Erie Mysteries. After being laid off yet again, Beatrice returns with her family to her childhood summer home to unwind and maybe figure out how to move out of her parents' basement. The town is hosting their inaugural Smallmouth Bass Festival as a last-week effort to attract tourists, and Beatrice hopes volunteering might shed some light on her future. At first, things seem to be brightening. Beatrice rediscovers the candle shop her grandmother once owned, and a new dream sparks to life. Oh, all kinds of little puns in there. Until she stumbles upon her estranged aunt dragging away the marina owner's body. When her grandfather insists on his daughter's innocence, Beatrice must shelve her newfound dream and team up with her brother and childhood best friend to clear her aunt's name. But as they dig deeper, Beatrice wonders whether their efforts will mend their family ties, or if she'll fail to save her aunt and have to watch her family go up in smoke. Ooh, this is page not found. Well, since Sunday, apparently that one went away. Good morning, Amy. How you doing? And good morning, Pacey. How you doing? Happy Friday. The Woman in the Lake by A.D. Hay, second in the Rookie Reporter Amateur Sleuth Mysteries. James Lalonde thought I went to school with a Jim Lalonde. Wow. James Lalonde thought being a groomsman at his ex-girlfriend's wedding would be the most awkward part of his weekend. He couldn't have been more wrong. After a storm disrupts the bridal party's photography session, the bride's body is discovered floating in the Chateau Lake, and James becomes the prime suspect. Desperate to clear his name, James enlists his grandfather's help to uncover the wedding party's secrets. But beneath the polished smiles lies a web of betrayal, hidden motives, and lies people are willing to kill to protect. In a case where nothing is as it seems, James must uncover the truth before the killer turns their attention to him. End of that row. A Smoothie to Die For by E. Hazard, 7th in the Velvet Scone Mysteries. Willoughby's Autumn Wellness Fair promises green juices, yoga sessions, and fresh beginnings. When Liam Carter, the charismatic owner of Glow Juicery and self-proclaimed smoothie guru, collapses after toasting his own signature blend, The wholesome event turns toxic. At first, everyone assumes an allergic reaction. Then the coroner confirms poison. Suspicion quickly falls on Glow's competitors. Tamsin Blake's Velvet Scone Cafe has been struggling ever since Glow opened, and her new Autumn Glow menu is drawing side-eye from wellness enthusiasts who believe she's trying to profit from tragedy. Determined to protect her cafe and her reputation, Tamsin begins investigating. She soon learns that Liam built his business on stolen recipes, poached staff, sabotage, and charm that turned sour. Marina Jones, an herbalist betrayed by Liam, appears to be the prime suspect, but others have reasons to want Liam gone, including his angry ex-girlfriend, a critical local doctor, a furious mother, and even Tamsin's own cousin who worked at Glow. With help from Inspector Crumpet the Parrot, Professor Pembroke the Maine Coon, and her loyal friends, look where you guys are in order with her other buddies. Tamsin follows a trail of mislabeled powders, shady wellness products, and fake health claims. Coconut Confessions. First in the Coconut Confessions Hawaii Cozy Mysteries by Addison Moore. Welcome to Hanalei Bay, Kauai, where paradise comes with a body count. I thought I was applying for a barista job at a cozy inn in Maine. Turns out there was a typo, or the universe has a twisted sense of humor, because now I'm managing a falling apart resort on Kauai's North Shore, where the pools look like science experiments and the electrical system was apparently installed by someone who learned wiring from a cereal box. My name is Jinx Julep, and yes, the nickname fits. I've got auburn hair that defies humidity, a talent for stumbling into trouble, and a recently divorced status that led me to this slice of paradise held together by duct tape and optimism. Everything is going surprisingly well until I find a body floating face down in our infamous green pool. Now I'm conducting amateur murder investigations with my two senior citizen sidekicks, dodging the advances of a crumpy but devastatingly attractive detective and trying to keep our ramshackle resort from collapsing into the ocean while figuring out which of the colorful guests decided murder was an acceptable vacation activity, etc. Apparently I need more coffee. Death in a Scottish Tower by Lydia Travers, third in the Lady Poppy Proudfoot series. Scotland, 1924. When Lady Poppy Proudfoot is invited to Glasgow University to celebrate a scholarship she generously established, she's excited to return to her old stomping grounds. But the delightful champagne reception is interrupted by screams when a body plunges from the tower to the ground below. While everyone exclaims at the tragic death of the young student, Poppy is instantly suspicious. Just moments before the body fell, tutor Mary Christie told her a student died falling from the very same tower 18 years ago. Convinced another death is no accident, Poppy and the distractingly handsome Inspector Mackenzie begin to investigate. As one does. Dead Set on Adoption by J.J. Wetherill, fourth in A Robin's Nest Inn mystery. Laurelyn comes home from Australia alone. She's waiting for Devon to decide what their future will look like. When he returns 3 months later, he brings his orphaned baby cousin Lily with him. His first order of business is to get Laurelyn back. The second order of business is to find a family for Lily. But nobody knows how dangerous that will be. Laurelyn, Devon, and the town of Elk River are tasked with keeping the sweet baby safe while hunting for a murderer who just might be hiding in plain sight. We didn't even talk about the murder. What murder are you looking for? End of that row. I suppose it's just a given. There's a body. Amy says, I'm doing okay, fixing to go grab my coffee from the kitchen. Coffee is required. Amy says, a cozy set in Hawaii. They do happen. I just don't understand the... You're not happy that the one that you wanted, like Maine, but you got Hawaii? Hello, priorities. In Plain Sight by Carly Winter, second in the Patty Byrne Cozy Mysteries. Stewardess Patty Byrne thought serving champagne to Hollywood's elite at 30,000 feet would be glamorous. She was wrong. When rising starlet Rose Rossetti dies mysteriously during a flight to Las Vegas, Patty finds herself strapped in a luxury hotel with a plane full of suspects, including fading movie queen Victoria Starling, a ruthless studio head, and a casino owner with secrets of his own. With everyone confined until the killer is found, tensions explode and old resentments surface. Behind the glitz and glamour of the 1960s Hollywood lies a world of obsession, ambition, and deadly secrets. Can Patty unmask the murder before she becomes the next victim? The Lingering Dead by Philippa Wozniak, first in the Goose Creek County Cozy Mysteries. In the lean years of the Great Depression, Ted Steele arrives in a quiet southern mill town hoping to untangle an inheritance and escape a life that never quite felt like his own. Instead, he finds himself drawn into a place thick with unspoken rules, lingering grief, and a past that presses close, where charm masks corruption and history is less buried than it appears. When a young woman is found dead in his hotel room, Ted realizes Goose Creek may not intend to let him leave at all. Another page not found. Yep, that one's gone. It's gone. Cinnamon and the Clove Conspiracy by Amanda Sturczyk, maybe? Third in the Catmint Chronicles Cozy Mystery Series. Rowan Thorne has never juggled so many secrets or so many talking animals. Between her missing cardamom substitute, an anonymous note warning her to leave Cresswell on Weird, and her father's sudden arrival with two mischievous pugs, life at Black Thumb Betty's cafe and herb shop is in chaos. When the pugs accidentally consume one of Cinnamon's experimental herbal blends and start speaking in a jumble of English and French, Rowan's world teeters between the magical and the absurd. Not only are there talking animals, they are bilingual. As she races to create a new formula to restore Cinnamon's speech permanently, she begins to suspect her father's visit is no coincidence, and that he's hiding a secret large enough to upend everything she thought she knew about her family. End of that row. Ooh, this is a pretty cover. Very pretty. Poppy's Premonition by Marissa Masterson, 17th in the Mystery on Lilac Lane series. Poppy Ackerson does not understand her sudden visions. How could a bump on her head start these strange flashes? Worse, will they ever stop? Better a bump on the head than being struck by lightning. That's the other way to get it. The visions terrify her. Worse, when one of her customers dies, break-ins at her shop appear to be linked to the murder. These start a fresh round of images flashing into her mind. With the help of the knowing newcomer Hawk, will she stop the murder before her premonition becomes a reality? You can tell right away this dog has character. Death in Denmark by Greta Sinclair, 11th in the Darcy and Mozart Cozy Culinary Mysteries. Copenhagen in late winter promises candles, canals, and comfort food, not murder. When international food critic Darcy Finnegan arrives to sample Denmark's coziest cuisine and quietly plan her European elopement, she expects, Hygge, I think, pastries and good coffee. What she doesn't expect is the murder of an elite Danish customs inspector and her schnoodle Mozart obsessively sniffing a suspicious shipment of gourmet coffee beans. Ignoring the firm objections of her Interpol fiancé, Darcy follows the inspector's final trail through roasteries, Michelin kitchens, and candlelit cafes. With help from her fearless photojournalist best friend, she uncovers a hidden world of high-end culinary smuggling where rare delicacies are concealed inside luxury imports, and silence is deadly. Death at the Weir by Tanis Laidlaw, 6 in the Madeline Brooks Mysteries. The July Garden Club meeting is usually a gentle social occasion, but Mattie Brooks is unsettled by the arrival of a new woman in the village, a loud yet charming newcomer who is instantly surrounded by admirers. Mattie keeps her distance. She knows something the others do not. Days later, the woman is found drowned in the River Thames, her body caught in the branches of a willow tree below Goring Weir. The police believe it a tragic accident. Mattie isn't convinced. The victim was once a client when Mattie worked as a senior probation officer. Convicted of extorting money from elderly men, Claudette had served her sentence and appeared to have reformed, even marrying a wealthy older man. Some believe that would be the end of her offending. Mattie never did. When the police revise their initial conclusion and Claudette's death is deemed suspicious, the village begins to look more closely at those who don't quite belong. Knowing far more about Claudette's past than anyone else, Mattie is troubled by what's being overlooked and by how quickly uncomfortable questions are being set aside. Hungry Like the Hex, Duran Duran, by Tara Lush, 9th in the Crescent Moon Mysteries. She came for honey. She found murder. When midlife innkeeper Amelia Matthews arrives to buy honey for her boyfriend's birthday party, she finds the beloved local beekeeper dead among her hives. The police call it a freak accident, a fatal bee sting, but Amelia's psychometric vision reveals something far more sinister: fear, betrayal, and murder. Mary Carmichael's cryptic social media posts about appropriation suddenly take on new meaning. So do the protection tinctures she requested from her herbalist friend, and the mysterious writer who just checked into Amelia's inn, the one who's been interviewing Mary for months, knows more than she's saying. With her best friend Liz, Amelia uncovers a conspiracy involving stolen work, family betrayal, and pricey honey. End of that road. Last row, we're gonna make it. Amy says bilingual animals is funny this morning. And I like covers like Poppy's Premonition. Yeah. Covers matter. They pull you in. Or don't. The Last Tango at Meringues by Carol Marples, 6th in the Meringue Mysteries. I'm a complete novice, yet somehow I'm performing at the dance school's annual show. Luckily, my partner Rufus has enough rhythm for the both of us until a fall down the stairs puts him out of action. Rufus insists he was pushed. Now, between fumbling the foxtrot and tripping over my tango, I'm determined to find his attacker. But as the big night approaches, the tempo accelerates. Dancers are vanishing, and I find our leading lady unconscious and left for dead. Amongst the glitz and sequins, a killer is hiding in the wings. Can I stay nimble enough to catch them, or will the final curtain fall on me? I mean, I like that silhouette. But otherwise, eh. Oh, looks like we have another Hawaii one. Kauai Killer by Christine Wellert, 3rd in the Barefoot Sleuth Cozy Mysteries. When a beloved local known for his eccentric behavior turns up dead off the Kohala coast, the tight-knit community is left reeling. HPD glosses over the evidence and labels it an accidental drowning, but Summer Jenkins and Lanny Davis, part-time assistants for T.S. Jenkins Investigations, and well-known Nosy Nellies, know better, especially after Mac Davis discloses the last text he received from the victim. The fish aren't the only thing that smells down here. I think they're on to me. Less than a week later, Otis's body is found at the bottom of the harbor. Warning his friend and convinced whatever Otis found is what got him killed, Mac enlists Summer's dad's firm to uncover the mystery at the harbor. The deeper Summer and Lanny dig, the more the idyllic seaside town starts to feel like a spiderweb of lies and secrets. Everyone seems to be hiding something, and one person is determined to keep those secrets hidden at all costs. Stakeouts and Strollers. Now that's a cute cover. Charlie Shaw is low on sleep and cash. Otherwise, life is going pretty well for the ex-crime reporter. He's happily married to his college sweetheart. He's a first-time dad to the most adorable baby girl in existence. And he's making ends meet as a rookie PI. But when Charlie meets Friday Finley, a frightened 16-year-old runaway on a stakeout gone wrong, his world gets a little more complicated. Friday is looking for her estranged father, Sean, an unreliable alcoholic who left when she was young, and who also happens to be her only shot at avoiding the foster care system since her mother's death a few weeks earlier. At first, Charlie believes the man is simply hiding out somewhere, avoiding his responsibilities as usual. But the more he investigates, the more unsettling and dangerous Sean's disappearance becomes. When his own family is threatened, Charlie realizes he's in over his head, but can he back out now? And now that he's begun to care for the Friday as his own? Oh, I bet he's going to adopt her. Here, come take care of the baby. Welcome to the family. That's a nice cover. Death Wasn't Invited by Carleen O'Connor. Paris, 1922. The marriage between the Auclair and Picard families is the talk of the town. June can't wait to attend the engagement party with her friends, Nate and Jack. But Nate has an ulterior motive. He's there to stop the wedding. Before he can complete his task, he's stabbed in the chest with Jack's knife. Jack is arrested, but June knows he couldn't hurt a fly. That's it. This is a throwback to the classic whodunits of Agatha Christie. June must find the real killer and clear Jack's name. As she becomes embroiled deeper and deeper into a corrupt web of Parisian old money, high society, and politics, she uncovers deadly secrets. Can June solve the case before the killer strikes again? And that is it. We were helped by a couple not being available anymore. Don't know why, but that is the Cozy Mysteries this week. We will have a whole new set next week to peruse. Facing says, thanks for showing these. I added quite a few to try. Have an awesome Friday. Well, back at you, baby. Thank you so much. That's why I do it. Nobody else does it. I don't know why, but I want to know what's out there. This is the only way to know. Amy says, oh, a June's Journey book. Is this another book? Oh, I closed it already. It's very possible. Or else I'd go back there. I'm so sorry. I already closed that tab. Well, that's wonderful. All right, guys. Appreciate it so much. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. for 5 hours. We do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and the Saturday afternoons. There's the bell. Amy says, a good selection this week. Indeed. It is nice. I mean, that's just mysteries. The publishing world is doing well. I'm very happy. As Bookeemonsters, we're very happy. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend if I don't see you. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a Bookeemonster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.